Hello, everyone. It's Saturday, January 20th, 2024. I'm at the library today, sponsored by Rutgers University. I am a Rutgers graduate, actually, alumni, and alumnus alumni, and I am here to present to you some books I've just read. Well, this is not sponsored by Rutgers, and they don't give two fucks about me. I graduated in 2008. All they wanted was donation money. And so it's about 14 years later. 14 years later, over 10 years, I graduated from college. It's up to the individual to go back and present themselves as alumnus. Someone of value. Clearly, that guy's not me. I've met some adults that do go back, and that's simply because it's on them. And, the best I can do for my little community here is these vlogs, because I'm not driving an hour down to New Brunswick and presenting myself. I just don't, have that weight. No one wants to hear it from me. But, and the programs too. I can tell you about the X-ray and the CAT scan program. But as for the other bachelor's shit I did, criminal justice is proved to be worthless. So on Saturdays, nothing really changed. I'm still the same person. 14 years older. That's almost like a lifetime. 2004, graduated 2018. That's almost a motherfucking lifetime. That's 15 years. Gone just to working. Trying to find a job that pays six figures. A minimum of $100,000. Well, I hit it. So, now I have the time to just divulge in what I believe to be the truth for the average ass person, but, it may only serve me because I'm Asian. I don't know. It may be different because you're black, because you're white, or Native American, Hispanic, whatever. I'm just going to tell you from my perspective. Hopefully you have a better perspective. I am a minority. I did have EOF, Educational Opportunity Fund. So now I'm hitting six figures, so, I can tell you my story. I'm comfortable. I'm more confident. I had my experiences. And that's why it comes to these books that I just picked up. Resiliency. I haven't read shit. Today I'm going to read it because I have time to self-reflect. I have time to be reading Rainbow. And, today's the day. The library is only open till 3 p.m. And I'll show you my surroundings. So it's pretty just me. This is a privilege to be here alone. The library's always packed, or someone's always doing something, but today it's just me. So it's just me and you. Maybe I'm just talking to, I'm aware I'm talking to an audience, my audience. If you want to hear me, listen to me. But I care. I care about other Solomon Chaus like that, other young men or boys or whatever you call it, or kids or girls or women or college students, or bisexuals or transgender. I don't know what's out there anymore. But basically, you're young. It's like you've been fed lies and you're trying to decipher the truth. The truth is you're motherfucking broke. That's the truth. Whether you have a penis or a vagina, you don't have any money. So, your actions in the world are very limited. And you're trying to maximize the most money possible. So while I'm doing these videos, I can see people coming in and out of the rooms. The more video I take, the more I'm into this, the more attracted they are to me. That's another truth. The more you're into this, something, women will gravitate towards you. And it's happening right now. So, I'm trying to speed this up. Because once they find out I'm getting into something, they're going to start fucking annoying me. And that's just the truth. That woman could be your family. Your kids start annoying you when you get into deep work. all of a sudden, the things that you're doing, they want to get into, like Legos, Lego Technic, So another thing is about Legos is coding. So I want to learn the basics. My coding, computer programming skills are shit. They always has been shit. I got an F in philosophy. Yeah, at Rutgers. That never changed. But to this day, I'm not into the ones that they taught, like Descartes, and not even, Immanuel Kant, and I don't remember anything. But what I do remember is what I listened on YouTube, Marcus Aurelius, Ancient Philosophies on Meditations. He's basically don't give a fuck about anyone else's opinion. Be disciplined yourself. Understanding of others. That's not exactly what he said, but tolerant of others, strict on yourself. So I'm gonna learn coding. Once you get balls deep into coding, it's all about logic but I don't know shit, so I'm gonna dwell into that. And I know it's tough, and I know I'm not gonna get through it in one day. But I would just like a basic, background of, an appreciation for coding. Maybe I would have more appreciation for computers and what I'm doing every day as well, because it's really tough behind the scenes. Starting a Business 101. This one is just by Michelle Kagan, CPA. That's the basic bitch book. Choosing the best structure, selling through online platforms, building customer relationships, marketing, income tax, preparing for a business crisis. I don't know. It's just a basic bitch book. I can refresh on those. That. And Guy Kawasaki, Rich Dad, Poor Dad's The Art of Social Media. How Grandpa got into social media, basically. And able to rock social media. But this is nothing in this book that isn't tactical and practical, because that's the kind of people we are. So, if you're a grandpa and you're trying to get attention online, likes and subscribe, make sure you like and subscribe. This book is perfect for me, The Art of Social Media. I could be blasting my name on Twitter and all this stuff, on Facebook and Instagram and Snapchat, and having OnlyFans and show my vajayjay or a PP, to people and charge $5. But I'm not that kind of a guy. What do I define as success? I'll show you right here. This is what I define as a success. Just not giving a fuck, leaning back, and just like chilling. Just being able to chill. There's no woman nagging at me. One woman be like, yeah, I'll only date guys that are 6 feet tall and make $200,000. Being 6 foot tall is hard enough for an Asian person. Let alone $200,000. I've seen people make $200,000. I've tried it myself, and for anyone to be doing that, you have to be a lawyer, doctor, engineer, or a professional grifter, scam artist, and oh no, I'm attracting children. Someone's probably gonna open the door. In which case, I'm just gonna be quiet, because I attract people. So the more I'm getting into this video, the more magnetic I become to children. And she keeps coming to me. I don't know. I'm becoming like a Lego. Like when kids look at Legos, they just want to come to, the boy playing Legos, or in this case, or if you're an adult, whoever's doing the nerdy, geeky coding stuff. Things get really hard and tough, And that's what girls are attracted to in guys, that they're focusing on, hyper focused on something. And they're telling you, bitch, get the hell out of my way, bitch. You know, it's like Gran Turismo. The guy's trying to drive the car and stuff, and it's attracting a lot of attention. And he's not chasing the woman. He's not chasing the girl at that point. He's just concentrating on being number one. And women pick up on that. You know, he's focusing. He got the engineer supporting him. They got the media guy supporting him. You know, the commercials and the promotions and the business one-on-one thing going on. And then, you know, afterwards, you know, he competes and gets fourth place or whatever. And then the girls are just lining up, taking pictures with him. That's what happens. That's what I'm generating. That's the kind of energy I'm generating right now. So it's attracting like children, basically, and more so girls. And you know, I can't feel them, but that's what I'm doing. You know, I'm not conscious. I'm not. They don't unconsciously know this. It's just that's what it is. I'm not like trying to do it on purpose. That's just what happens. Like, what the fuck? How to make guys more attractive? The guy's a lawyer, doctor, engineer, you know, or he's a toy designer or whatever. He's just gonna bring a lot of attention to him that way because he's focused. He's hyper focused on something. So before this becomes any more of a rant or whatever, yeah. I'm having a great time not giving a fuck. You know. I'm having a great time. This is what I define as success. You know, I don't have to pay for all this shit. You know, a woman isn't bitching at me to make more money. I'm not being pressured or manipulated to buy anything so I can make more money. You know, I'm being selective with my attention. I'm talking to my audience and sharing my wisdom or lack of wisdom. Or, you know, it's all about attention economy. I feel good not, you know, being drawn and sucked into some porno magazine or website. I'm feeling good not having the sense of urgency or withdrawal symptoms to play a video game. This is perfect. This is the perfect environment for me. At this point, I first thought it was like, oh no, this is poor people. You know, poor people think this is what poor people do. You know, they just hang out at the library and sleep on the couch. But now that I think about it, there are tons of resources at the library. You know, trade your credit card or your debit card or whatever, and trade it in for a library pass. You know, there's tons of resources, but as your attention dies off because you've been drowning in social media, playing video games and watching porn, you've lost touch. So perhaps, you know, it's my job to help you reconnect with your brain, with your focus, you know. But there are a lot of self-help people out there, and perhaps this concept, I stole it from someone and put it in my own words. You know, and those modern self-help people stole it from, you know, ancient Hindus and gurus and, you know, monks and stuff, and they applied in today's modern society. Why you shouldn't be on the computer all the time, why you shouldn't be doom scrolling on your cell phone all the time, why you shouldn't be looking at porn and playing video games all the time. All that little stuff is just dopamine. You're just dopamine dealers. You know, modern day dopamine dealers, like drug dealers. You know, it's just a different platform. You know, opium, heroin, whatever. You know, just, you know, my vice just happens to be video games and pornography. You know, still a drug, a vice. And why is that? Because, you know, it just spikes your dopamine levels up, and then your level of happiness just, levels, and from there you just feel the effects of complacency. All your needs, all your desires, all your ambitions just level off, and you're just like, I don't give a fuck anymore. And then when that happens, your chances of not going to work and focusing on school and, self-improvement and, and ultimately your paycheck, society doesn't like that. The industry's like that. You're giving your attention to the Facebook ads and OnlyFans and all that stuff. So if you're not detoxing, you'll never be able to read. Oh shit, my books. Oh well, now you know what? Who got the books wet in the library? Shit. It always goes back to resilience. Resilience. I'm gonna read this book. I'm gonna enjoy reading this book. That's what I define as success. Being able to have a schedule, being able to do your own thing, where there isn't a woman, nagging at you, commanding you to make more money. If your wife is supportive and loving, great. But for most guys, she has kids. She gets mean, and you stop having sex anymore. It's just like, the fuck. My wife got old. She hit the mall after the age of 45 or whatever. You had to pick your poison. So, I hope I make it to the library on the weekends or my days off and just do a session here of reading and just chilling. I could spend this time reading if I want. I could spend this time doom scrolling if I want. And I'll show you an environment again. It's just an empty ass room. That's all this is. It's just an empty ass room. And maybe that's all I wanted, Solomon Chau does not need all these flashy lights. He does not need all these video games. You may wonder why I'm still filming. This is it. The YouTube algorithm doesn't give a fuck whether I'm talking or not. It's doing its best job to pick up more likes and subscribes or less viewers. There's also the argument that I'm not trying to burn out your dopamine receptors. This is just my raw human form. I'm not adding any explosions, Godzillas, flashy lights. Some people actually appreciate that. That perspective. Because everyone is spending trillions of, millions of dollars getting social engineers to add in the explosions, the music, and flashy lights, Lambos and stuff to get your attention. I'm probably one of the only few people who will admit it, that doesn't do that shit. It's costs money, and I just, believe it's very unethical to be tricking people to get them to pay attention to your content. But they all do it. Why I have to be the good guy, I don't know. That's just not something I want to do. I at the same time, I also suffer from, I probably don't make money from this video, which is absolutely true. That's why you probably wouldn't want to watch this video. I understand that. I don't, you don't owe me anything. I don't owe you anything either. But that's what it is. I understand it. I don't give a fuck. It's just like I hit the point of I don't give a fuck. This is what it looks like. Homeless people post on YouTube too. They're just like, why don't I post anything? Is because much of the rest of their day is just spent walking around, being homeless in the woods or on the streets or whatever. There's nothing really spectacular to be watching. Maybe they're digging up trash, for survival, stuff, or, remnants of whatever, and just trying to salvage things. So, what's going to get me going? I'm read these books. The library's going to be closing at 3 p.m., so I got like 2 hours left. And I'm going to take a walk and go to the gym, and then call it a day and go to sleep. I'm not going to be using my time to research anything more about money. The stock market's closed. There's only so much you can do to invest. It's more so, how can you become a high income earner? And the girl's like, oh, I told you he needs to make $200,000 a year. Which is less than 1% of the male population in the entire fucking world. Anyways, other than speaking of unrealistic expectations, I'm gonna regain my power back by just sitting down, reading some books, taking a walk in the park, going to the gym, showering, and just calling it a day. So, thank you for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe. Please be sure to go to the library, exchange your credit card and your debit card for a library card. That'll change your life. Your environment changes. You have an easier chance of increasing your focus, and you'll pick up new interests. Just wander around, pick up books that you may be interested in, whether they're fictional or non-fiction. It'll help you detox and increase your focus, and that'll translate you to having less withdrawal symptoms, playing video games, hopefully translate to less addiction or need for pornography, and you'll have something to do with your time that is valuable, that you'll appreciate, when you look back. And this is important because it's sustainable dopamine. Okay? And what I just said can save you 10, 20 years, 30 years of your life. And don't take that for granted. I have trouble not taking that information for granted. And it was given by me, which I stole from probably someone else, which that someone else stole from ancient yogis and gurus and, ancient monks and stuff. monk mode. No nut November. There's an underlying truth to it all. Your concentration increases. You get to do what you need to do in the world or want to do. And you're just focusing on increasing your, leveling up, Or you'll fall back to your vices, video games, pornography, drugs, gambling, whatever your vice has been. So make sure you like and subscribe. This has been Solomon Chau. I'll see you in the next one. The algorithm doesn't stop for anyone. See you tomorrow. Peace out. Thank you for watching.